You've stopped into another episode of Dad Crossing where myself, Nick, and my co-host Sean will have real, honest chats about the highs and lows of dad life. We'll laugh together at the craziness of parenting and the silliness of our kiddos, and we'll support each other through the challenges and tough decisions of fatherhood. Whether you're a seasoned granddad or a dad-to-be, we promise laughs, relatable, and sometimes raw talk, and expert help to tackle the tough issues. Not from Sean and me, but from the amazing guests we'll have on the show. So let's be dads crossing through life together.
Yeah, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
I love it. Well, I was test recording and I haven't stopped, so welcome to Everyday Life, kids. How are you doing today?
Hello.
Just a bevy of computer problems between Sean and I. My motherboard dies, then I buy this laptop dock that it's not just like Bob's laptop dock. No offense, Bob. You probably make a great laptop dock. I don't know. I just didn't see it.
Probably better than the one you've got.
Yeah, that's for sure. I bought an Anchor laptop dock. This thing's supposed to be like fancy. I paid good money for this thing. And now I just can't seem to get it to work. Now, to be fair, it might not be Anchor. It might be my laptop. I have no idea. But I'm going to call them tomorrow because it was the weekend.
Have you
when
tried turning it off and turning it back on? Hey, honest to God, if they say that to you, just laugh and please record the conversation.
Yeah, right. And so my one gripe about this dock is there is no light that indicates it's alive. Like there's no like green light or red light or like FU light. There's no light whatsoever. It's just I have no idea if it's living or dead. I don't know. It's like here you go. So yeah.
Just guess. Good. Is it a power dock then? Does it need like a main power?
This is a great question. This is a whole conversation right here, Sean. Okay, here's the deal. It has PD in, which is not like public displays of infection or affection, not infection. PD in is public displays of infection. PDAs are public displays of affection. It apparently stands for power delivery in, which I guess you can do, but you may have to, you may not. The instructions say depending on how much you plug in. So I've plugged stuff into the PD in thing, no difference whatsoever. Initially, when I plugged everything into it, it worked. Everything worked. It was so cool. Everything was lit up. It was awesome. We were having fun. Noah was down here with me. We were having fun with the Stream Deck, and he was goofing off with that because I kind of reloaded it. And when I reloaded it, it brought up this really cool option of like emojis. So like it was kind of like an emoji keyboard. I was like, oh, that's cool. And Noah was goofing off with it. And then we left and went upstairs, and I came back the next morning, and I like turned everything on, and I was like, oh, nothing works. That's weird. Yeah, well, so I don't know. I've tried a lot of stuff. I really have, but I just have this feeling it's so sleek and like there's nothing. I have a feeling like I'm gonna call Anchor and they're gonna be like, "Have you hit the power button?" And be like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's the little like it's right there. It's right in between one of those rivets. See, and you just gotta like push down it." I'm just waiting for that to happen, and I'm gonna be like, "You gotta."
Yeah, I can't see it. Something like that. It's gonna be that it's either just lots of things that tried to power on at once, it's had a surge through it and it's gone.
That's possible.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's my wonderful story with my Anchor power dock. And Sean was just
I only joked with the turning it on and turning it back. Yeah, I've only joked with the turning it on and turning it back off because that's exactly what I did to the laptop. For whatever reason, it was limiting my speed when we spoke. So like Nick was moving like a robot, even though his voice was working fine. I've never had that before. I don't understand why it was limiting the speed.
Yeah.
But hey, I can see your face, you moving every time you talk now. It doesn't look like I have to wait for the sound, which somebody might sound that think it's really, really weird. But like listening to you talk, but watching your mouth move very slowly, it was as if I couldn't understand what you were saying. It was very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't have dealt with that for an entire show.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So those dubbed shows, like where they talk in a different language, and then they dub over it with your language or whatever. Becca cannot
Yeah.
do. It could be the best show. It could be like written for Becca, and if she turns it on and it's dubbed, she's like, I'm out. I just can't do it. And it doesn't
See,
like, I don't know, it doesn't bug me that much, but it like drives her insane.
with Squid Game, I thought it was well done because I think they used a lot of AI to try and match the mouth movement um to the character, which was pretty
Mm-hmm.
good. But yeah, like historical ones, I just can't do. I'm exactly the same as Beck. I'm like, your mouth's moving like, hello. It's like,
Yeah.
no, no. Why
I
does it look like you're chewing lots of chewing gum while speaking?
I will say you are distorted on my end every once in a while. Like every
Uh,
every bit. So I'm not 100% sure, but it's just like it's not horrible, but I wanted to kind of bring it up only because we're like, now we're back and we're good. And if you're listening to this, you might be like, I don't know if we're good because it's kind of a little
it could be that I'm getting close and far away from the mic
maybe. Yeah.
and quieter and louder. So
Hmm.
I just keep looking at the flashy lights, and they're still in the green now. So I'll keep to this distance.
Okay. You keep to that distance. Keep a distance, Sean. Okay. Don't get too close.
It's like 2020 all over again.
Yeah. So we haven't come up with the Wednesday thing. I'm going to tell this story, and then if we want to expound on it and make it a larger Wednesday podcast, we can, because this is by far the most angst thing that happened to me. There's two stories in one here, Sean. Maybe more, but we're just going
Ooh,
to say there's two.
twofer.
So
I like a twofer.
I pull up to and I knew there was going to be a lot of packages this day. Like I told the kids, I was like, going to be a ton of packages because stuff got delayed, and everything apparently decided to arrive today. And so I pull up and I'm like, stay away because some of it might be your stuff, kids, and then I'll let you know if you can help bring stuff in. I open the door. There is a box that is like blowing apart. I mean, it is in shambles. Okay, stuff's everywhere.
Oh man.
And sure enough, one of it was a present. Um, and so I was like, oh gosh. So I call Amazon, and I'm talking to Amazon. They're fine. This actually happens. I'm surprised they still sell the chai that Becca likes because it happens probably, I don't know, probably twice a year because all they are is in like cardboard cartons with a little plastic
All
topper.
right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And we get like 2 or 3 cases, and they shove 2 or 3 cases into a box, and it gets jostled around and they squish each other, and then they just explode. And that's what has happened here. The box has exploded. It's in like, because of all the liquid now on it, it's just there's nothing there. And so I'm calling Amazon, and they're like, yeah, no worries. We're just going to refund you all the chai, keep whatever you can save, and the present. And then if you want to rebuy it, you can do that. That's fine. You do you. And I was like, great. They've always been great about it. They were great about it again. But in the midst of doing this and all the stuff, I'm trying to like get stuff done in the house chore wise that everybody has to do. And I'm like, Ariel, I was like, why don't you just go down? Now, what Ariel's task is normally is to put clothes in the washer, start the washer, and then take clothes out of the dryer. And I take it from the washer to the dryer. I was like, Ariel, there are clothes in the washer. Just take the clothes from the washer, put them in the dryer, start the dryer, then put the clothes that are in there in the washer. Okay. She goes down. She comes up. Not but a few seconds later, a few minutes later. She was like, Dad. She's like, I don't put clothes from the washer to the dryer. And that's all I let her say. Totally me. This is a total me thing. This is not an Ariel thing. Because I was in a mood from the whole thing. And she was like, I don't usually put clothes from the washer to the dryer. And I was like, Ariel, I was like, you're a big girl. Figure it out. You can figure out a way to get the clothes from the washer to the dryer. Come on. She comes up 10, 15 minutes later. I got it all done, Dad. Awesome. Thank you. We figure out all the
Good job.
things. I'm calling Becca. I'm like, hey, Beck, your chai is trash, most of it. So you might want to pick up some because I think you might have like 3 containers left, but that's about it out of the like 16 that we ordered. This is like 2 cases of 8 because it's like the subscribe and save stuff. So it lasts for like a month. And all of a sudden I hear squeaking. And I'm like, oh, I got to go. I was like, the washers or the dryer screwing up again because anybody who knows, we've been having dryer problems for like the last 6 months. So I walk down there. It's not the dryer, it's the washer, and it's like making terrible noise. And so I shut it
Uh-oh.
off, and I'm going through my head because I'm like, wow, this is weird. This is a pretty new washer. What's going on? And I'm going through my head and I'm like, oh crap. I told her to figure it out. And I'm like, and so I call her down and I'm like, okay. And she's like, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to break. I was like, no, no, no. I was like, this is not a you problem. This is a me problem. But I need to figure out the me problem by figuring out what you did
You did.
in the instance. I was like, but I'm not mad at you, but I'm probably gonna be mad at me. And she was like, well, I couldn't reach into the washer. So the only way I could get it out was to jump into the washer and throw it into the hamper. And I was like, when you say in the washer, she was like, yeah. She's like, I was able to get into the one side of of the washer, so that I got in there and I threw the clothes out, and then I hopped back out of the washer. Okay. So we shut it off, unplugged
Yeah.
it. I tipped it over, and sure enough, like the tub is completely through the little like plastic barrier thing, and the belt is like gone. It's like wrapped around the motor a couple times, and I'm like, son of a gun. Like, like she came up and said she couldn't do it. I could have just been like, "Don't worry about it, sis. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I can do it in a few minutes, whatever."
Yep.
Like, but I was just like in a mood, and so I was like, "Figure it out." So then, to help save myself the 5-10 minutes of like going down and changing it out, I spent the next 2 hours trying to figure out how to like push the tub back up and readjust the pulley belt and tighten the pulley because the pulley had hit the ground a couple times too, like the the piece that the belt goes around is a real it was a real joy, let me tell you. The silver lining out of it, other than I learned a valuable lesson here. The silver lining of it was I did the finishing part, like the last 40 minutes, because I tried a couple times, attempted, and it still squeaked. The finishing part I did with Noah. Ariel was at church, Becca was wherever, and we did it together, and we fixed it. And Noah thought it was the coolest thing that like, and I mean, it wasn't like Noah just held the flashlight. Like he was like screwing in bolts on the other side of the tub that I couldn't reach as I was trying to like hold it up. So he was like legitimately like a valuable help, not just like the 3-year old like hold the flashlight here for me. And and so we got done, and it works fine now, and it's all great. So all is well, but it was a lesson, Sean. Lesson learned.
Yeah. Uh, could have been an expensive lesson learned,
Yeah.
but ultimately you would. It's that dynamic thing as a parent. You turned up and you're trying to keep this, things alive for children that are still, you're still wanting to keep things alive for. I don't want to go into too much detail just in case there is other little ears listening, but we do help out the big man in a lot of instances, and we want to make sure that all the stuff that we could do for him is done correctly. So then that his night doesn't go wrong. So
Mhm.
you turn up and all that's like kind of all over the place. So you're instantly like, frick, that's a mess. So you're on the phone to Amazon. Amazon, as much as it's great that they're giving you the money back, it's not very helpful for the fact that this is a repeat thing.
Mhm.
So it's like, I don't. This is the second time this year we've had to do this. It's grateful that we're getting everything back, but equally, and without the product that I wanted, I'm going to have to order it again. The possibility of it happening again, but so that's running for your head. Tie that with then, like you said, you kind of expect an Ariel to be able to do something that you think that she could do and figure out, and yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those parents. You just there is lots of plates spinning, and
Mhm.
washing is always the lowest priority for me. Is in terms of that, like I can put it on while I'm doing other things and then completely forget about it because you get distracted, and then like Lindsay will come home from work 2 days later, and she's like, "Why is all this stuff wet in here?" And I'm like, "Oh no!" So we're gonna wash it again. So not as drastic as having to strip it apart, but you just forget. You kind of it's a low priority task.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like you said, silver lining that you got to do the last bit with Noah and like having. I think one of the reasons I'm happy to give anything a go with tools, and if I, bugger it up more than it's already buggered,
Yeah.
um, it's fair enough. I can't, once it's broken, you can either break it more or you have a chance of fixing it. I get a lot of that from my dad because we were always under the hood of the car. We were always underneath washing machines, like fixing bikes, doing this and that. So I pay a lot of homage to my dad in terms of teaching me basic skills as a kid that made it I've got the confidence to do things with tools. So that might rub off on Noah when he's a bit older and he can be like, I remember fixing this with my dad, so I'll give it a go.
Mhm. Yeah. That is definitely the silver lining. But it was a day, let me tell you. My gosh.
But what did Becca have to say about the situation?
She was pretty much like she was just happy it got fixed in the end because at first I literally had called somebody. I called the appliance guy that I use all the time, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, okay, I can be out there because like I said, I tried twice and I was still having issues. What I didn't realize was that the pulley was kind of I had to take the pulley completely off and like it's two pieces, and I had to like snap it back in because it had unsnapped from the secondary piece, and that was the part I didn't realize. By the way, kudos to my friend ChatGPT. I'm not gonna lie; they were pretty spot on with everything that they had me do. Like, I mean, it was me and Noah and ChatGPT that fixed this washer for sure. I mean, I literally also I'm not gonna pull up my thing. If well, maybe I can get to it. I don't know. But in the very beginning, I literally described the situation kinda exactly like what happened about like, so my kid jumped in the washer and, uh, here we are. I'm trying to see if I can find, like,
Did you
the
use voice action for this? You're talking to it, or did you type?
No, no, I type. I don't use the voice thing very much. I should probably more than I do. Here it is. So it's like so it tells me the diagnosis steps like to figure out if it's the tub or if it's the agitator or what it is. And then at the bottom it says also just a safety note. You probably already know this, but just to say it out loud, try to make it a house rule that no one climbs or leans into the washer, especially kids. I just
So
loved the way it put it.
is this a vertical thing then? So do you have to like it because your guys' washes can be completely different to ours.
Yeah, so this is a top well, we have, like, I don't know, side load, but this is a top load washer.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's a top load washer, so that was the real problem, like, Ariel just legitimately couldn't reach the clothes, she just wasn't big enough. So she was like, "I crawled on top of the washer and tried to reach in," and she was like, "And I still couldn't get the clothes." She was like she was like, "The only thing left to do to figure it out, Dad, was to jump in." So that's what she did.
bless her. At least she tried.
Mhm.
That's the thing.
No,
She
I
really
had
did.
no angst with her. I told her figure it out, and she figured it out. That was her goal. That was her mission, and she accomplished her mission. It's on me that I tried to have her figure out something that I should not have had to figure out. So I should have
Yeah.
not had her do that. But anyways, I just love that that was ChatGPT's thing. But they led me through the whole list. They got me straight to the problem. And the only part they couldn't like they didn't realize just like I did it until I was tinkering with it is that like that pulley piece was two pieces. That was like the only thing that it didn't like help me with. But it
Yeah.
it pretty much was able to tell me exactly where to go step by step. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, it
Because
was.
I'd have spent ages sat there looking at the manufacturer's website for some
Yeah.
kind of like blow up diagram
Yeah.
and, fish through that.
Mhm.
So
That's exactly right. It would have been I wouldn't have done it is the bottom line. I wouldn't have known where to look and the pieces to take off and all that jazz. I would have just been like, I'm out. Melvin lost money,
tell the
my
guy,
appliance guy because of Chat GPT.
oh, even if you listen to this, he's very sorry. But
Yeah.
AI's taking over.
Yeah. well, it's true, man. It's a bummer. Bummer for some, for sure. So, anyways,
Yeah.
that's my big. That's my. Well, I have another big story, but you go first. I've been talking a lot. So, what? Or
Um,
you go next.
I don't really have much to say. I'm trying to think. We spoke. When did we last speak?
I don't
Last
know. Was it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday? Monday? Last Monday? I don't know. Let me have a look at the calendar. This is how most of my kind of
I want. It is the
stuff.
weekend. It was like Saturday or Sunday. I think we did the podcast. The 7th or the
Yeah,
6th.
it was Saturday. I can remember it being Saturday.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
believe you.
So what have I done since then? Well, I've had a few gym classes because, for whatever reason, it still keeps putting them into the calendar.
I think it's great. It gives me motivation.
Uh,
I'm like, dang it, Sean. Still, I need to work out.
yeah, I've got to try and figure that out this week as well. He says I went in the pure gym app. Well, we're making an episode. So Monday. Monday, I finished. I came home like 7 a.m. from work. Helped get everybody sorted. Got Logan off to school, and then came home and I grabbed. I think I must have slept like an hour and a half. Got up and then went and did the class on the Monday, the gym class on the Monday, which seemed like a really good idea at the time when I was like booking it all. I was like, yes, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to be able to do this. And blah, blah, blah. I was,
Mhm.
I was so wrong. So unbelievably wrong. I was so tired. So the class didn't go very well at all. I was like so tired for that. And then I was in bed by like 8 p.m. that night. I mean, when I say in bed, Lindsay was there, like she's like, I don't want to stay here in silence while you fall asleep. I said, don't worry about it. So you can just do whatever you want to do. And apparently, I fell asleep within 5 minutes with the bedroom light on. She was watching something on the iPad. Logan was in and out of the bedroom. The dog
That's
was on and off the bed,
that's awesome.
and I
Yeah.
didn't move. So
Well, you needed
yeah,
it,
I was
man.
wiped out.
Glad you got it.
Yeah, Tuesday I went and finished off my Christmas shop, which I was
Mm,
super happy about. I think I have all the things I need. I just need to wrap them without somebody seeing. So
hmm
that's my next task. Um, Wednesday. Wednesday, I went to the gym again. It's quite a common theme at the moment. Is for me. I went to the gym, and that was about it. And then I worked Thursday, Friday. Yesterday, yesterday was like our chores day. Saturday does Saturday morning turns into our chores day. So we
mm,
get up. One either me or Lindsay walk the dog. Took Logan to swim in. Lindsay went and did the food shop. So me and Logan just played Fortnite pretty much all day,
that's
on
nice.
and off.
I need
Yeah,
one of those days. I've been lacking that for a couple weeks.
yeah. And then Lindsay went for her staff night out last night, which there's a story to do with cars and swapping things, which was just like all the cherries lined up to make a, a situation that shouldn't be stressful.
Mm, hmm
So she was running a bit behind in terms of getting ready because she had this new dress and stuff. And she looked absolutely stunning in it. Um, but she was running behind, and then she wanted me to take pictures. And I, as much as I am okay with the camera, I suck at taking pictures of people and telling them how to pose. So when we used to do the
Okay.
wedding photos,
hmm
um, I loved it because Lindsay was really good at like constructing people and how they should be posing and stuff like that for the posy photos. Where I was just more into like going around and capturing all the little details of like the sceneries and like the
Sure.
bits that they had to dress whatever room they were in up kind of stuff. And then I do like all the nighttime shots where everybody was dancing around and get mingled in and take like the candid kind of shots
Yeah.
where Lindsay was far better at the rest. So that turned into a bit of a situation in terms of just like, why can't you tell me how to pose? And I was like, because I'm rubbish at this, and I just like, you look really beautiful, and I just
You look
every
beautiful. I
every
love it.
picture I was like, you look really nice. Why are you? I don't understand why you didn't like that picture. But anyway, we got some nice pictures of her, and she was on her way, and she was walking out to take her. She goes, "Ah, I forgot to get fuel." I was like, "Well, mine's like almost fully charged. Take mine." So she took my car, and it's like she's driving there. She rings me from the car. She's like, "I took your car, and the parking's in my registration." I was like, "Oh no." She's like, "So while I'm driving on the phone, what's your registration? Because I'll just key it into the website like really quick while I'm sat in traffic." I was like, "Oh, it's this. This is." She's like, "It won't let me change it. It won't let me change the backing." I was like, "Okay, cool. Send me the details of where you're going to park because you're driving. I'll try and sort it out while I'm on the phone to you." So it's like kind of swapped roles, and for whatever reason, and I've emailed the company because I thought it was ridiculous that it wouldn't allow you to change it for whatever reason.
Hmm.
And then so when I looked in their frequently asked questions and help section, because like Anchor, nobody seems to be working at this car park over the weekend. Because I tried to ring them, and one of the frequently asked questions, the advice from that is cancel the booking, and then and you'd get if you did it within 24 hours, you get a full refund minus the admin fee. But because it was within a few hours, like she was going to lose all her the money she spent for the parking, which is like £14 park
Okay. Yeah.
for a
You
few
want to do
hours,
that?
which was quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I did that. I cancelled it and then tried to rebook, and just the website kept telling me that that parking area was sold out. It wouldn't let me rebook it, even though I just cancelled the space. It
Hmm.
wouldn't let me, and I was like, so. But luckily, she found somewhere which was actually cheaper to park, um, and a similar place. So she went and she had a good evening last night. She came home telling me all about it, and then we watched Deadpool and then went to sleep. Watched a little
Nice.
bit of Deadpool and sleep. So and today has just been we went and did picked up some last bits and pieces for people. Um, we needed Logan's assistance for one of the things because it was to do for his Christmas present. We wanted him to make a choice of something that go with his Christmas present so he could get it exactly right for him. And then he went to the trampoline park. It was some birthday pie. Uh,
Oh,
so we went to that.
you did what? You're starting to get a bit worse, unfortunately. You
Oh no.
yeah. You went to a
So we
trampoline
went to,
park and something?
yeah, it was one of his friends from school's birthday.
Oh, okay, it was a birthday.
So
Okay.
So we went there, then came home, and Lindsay had put like a chicken casserole in the slow cooker. So we came home and like finished the last bits of it off. So make bunch of puddings and got the veg and everything going, put it all together, and then it was, yeah. And then that's been about
That
it.
sounds
That's been
good.
my week in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Um, no, it sounds pretty. So your registration thing. So in this parking, when you select a parking place, you give them the registration of that car, basically, of that vehicle. Is that what
You
that
can
is?
if you're trying to pre-book a space, yeah, you
Yeah. Okay.
usually because they use
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
number plate NPCs, so number
Mm,
plate recognition NPR cameras. So they have like this
okay.
um basically like a Microsoft car Cortana that camera that sits there and it like infrared scans the registration plate. And because um by law they have to be like a certain letters and numbers have to be a certain size, a certain distance from each other, and a certain distance from the edge, you can just program a computer to read the registration plate.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
So as you pull up to the thing, it reads it, lifts the barrier up, and lets you in, sort of thing.
Nice. I mean,
But if you don't pre-plan it, you can drive there and it'll pick the registration plate up as you drive in. You park up and then you go to a little machine afterwards, and as you leave it, and you punch in your registration, and it'll tell you how long you've been parked there and how much you owe. But
gotcha.
Lindsay wanted to pre-book, so she knew she would had like a space.
Sounds like it was a smart idea. If it would have all worked out, because
Yeah,
apparently it was sold out. Yeah, that's cool. That's a bummer. But glad it all worked out, and she had a great time. Also, it reminded me of like every husband when something when something goes wrong, and you're like, "I'm sorry, I don't know, but you look very pretty. You look really pretty.
yeah,
You're beautiful. Do any of these
yeah.
make what I'm doing any better, please?"
No, but still,
This is
shower
all
with
I
praise and
have.
hope
I'm
for the
giving
best.
you everything I have. in my arsenal here. Love it.
But yeah,
I
this week coming up though, it's my birthday on Wednesday,
yeah, it is.
um, which I'm happy about. I don't know everything that I'm getting, but I have a rough clue because there was a package that turned up the other day that was roughly like a Guitar Hero guitar size box from Turtle Beach. So,
So
fingers
what are you
crossed.
playing on this, Sean? So it's a guitar. It's like
Um,
just like Guitar Hero kind of controller, right? Like
yeah.
it's like that. Okay. So what games do you play
So
with this?
Fortnite have the festival stage.
Oh, that's right. They have the music thing now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'll use it for that, but I'm sure there's some you can like they remastered some of the old Guitar Hero games,
Okay.
so I'll be able to go back and play some of those as well. Uh, I thought it'd just been fun. Well, I play it with the controller. Jay plays it with the controller, but I thought it'd be fun when Jay comes back every now and then. If we had it, she could play it using the guitar controller.
Mm,
Get Logan interested in it because he's learning to play the guitar, so it
yeah.
might give him the feel of being a super cool rock star.
Yeah. I think I was wondering about. I figured Logan would like think it was super cool. So yeah.
Yeah, but I'm very excited. I used to play Guitar Hero all the time. I loved it. So
See, I never got in.
that's why I like Beat Saber so much.
Hmm. That makes sense. Yeah. I never got into Guitar Hero or what was the other one? There was Rock Band. Rock Band.
Was it Band?
Yeah.
Band, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I never got into either of those, but that's really cool if that's what you're getting. Maybe it's like just a gigantic skillet. I was trying to think of something else
Well,
with a
who
with a
knows?
really long
Who?
handle.
Yeah, who knows? So no, I'm excited for that. I don't know what I'm going to do on the Wednesday yet. There's the options I have are nothing,
Okay,
game all
that's
day.
yeah.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good one. Um, I could take myself off to Red Goat in York and maybe go and do some scrambling, like an indoor climbing place. That'd be
Okay,
quite
all right,
fun.
that's cool. Yeah.
Um, or depending on what time they open, but I'm not sure they open it. I could go and take myself off to the indoor go kart place in Leeds. So
I feel like you need to combine gaming with either the climbing or the go kart. You need to. I mean, we've talked about this. Like, I don't know if I personally, and I think you have like said, yeah, me too, cannot like any more game for like an entire day straight. Like, I just kind of like I fall off
yeah,
at some point. Yeah. So you need to like. I think that's what you. That's what I feel like. You just need to do the gaming and the go karting or the climbing or something like doing both. I
yeah,
haven't heard
if
you talk about
possible.
go kart in a long time. I think go kart.
No, it's just been well. As it gets to this time of year in the UK, the weather for outdoor stuff is horrendous. And then I think the last time I did it was um like June time, like even before then. We just got super busy. So
Yeah.
weekends like get taken up. Um and we had all the stuff with moving Jaya and then moving Jaya again. And then the summer holidays going away. So
Hmm.
it just kind of like
I hear you.
falls to the side a little bit. So
Hmm.
life gets in the way.
Yes, sir. That's for
There's
sure.
a, there's a habit of doing that.
Hmm. I have another story, but I might save it. It's a rant specific to my country. I might save it for maybe next year's in everyday life. Because we're already at 33 minutes, and that might take us past. I do feel like the one
Next
thing.
year's oh,
You what?
you said next year's everyday life.
Oh, did I say next
like
year's? This is it, kids. This is it for we do one a year now. That's all you get. No, next week's. Sorry, my bad.
okay.
We're not next year's yet. We're not quite that far. And that's not what I meant. I do want to like enlighten anybody who, like my family, had no idea over here in the States. I find this was like so eye opening for us, Sean. We are watching
Oh, is this the
Harry.
question you asked me the other day?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I don't think I would love to take a poll of how many people were like, well, yes, of course, that's what they call it over there. I would, because I don't think it's many. Nobody in our household, like Becca was like, no, I had no idea. I just thought it was like a made up like position that Rowling made up. Anyway, so here's the story. We're sitting watching Harry Potter Wizards of Baking. Is that a show that you guys have over there? I'm not sure.
I've been told that it is we can see it,
Okay.
but I haven't seen it advertised anywhere.
Okay. So they take like 4 or 5 different teams, just two, like two, a team is just two bakers. And they're given different scenes within the Harry Potter storyline, and they have to come up with some creation that goes along with it. So they can be as like vague as like the finale was like Goblet of Fire. And so they showed Bobatons coming. One of them showed the Bobatons coming in. One of them showed the egg getting dropped into the tub with all the bubbles and blah blah blah. Just like all that stuff. But it is hosted by the Weasley twins. I don't remember the actors' names, but it's those two guys that host the show. They do a great job. They like to rib each other quite often and give little jabs at each other, as you know brothers do. And so
Wow.
and so the one looked at the other and was like, because I think they were talking about how Hermione was like a goody two shoes or something like that, and he was like, well, I can relate because I was a prefect, but my brother over here, not so much. And he was like, and so then others, and then one of the other bakers who was from the UK was like, oh, I was a prefect too. And of course, Sean, because I talk to you whenever there's anything about the UK, my family looks at me as if I obviously know the answer to this. And so Becca's like, Becca's like, that's a thing over there? Like they have prefects? And I was like, I don't know. They're like, well, ask Sean. I was like, it's 11 o'clock right now. It's like 3 in the morning. Or no, I'm not asking Sean. I was like, I will ask him in the morning when it's not like 3 or 4 in the morning for him. And and so yeah. And then I ask you, and you're like, yeah, there are prefect positions in your schools. I had no idea. I thought that was something Rowling made up.
No, no, it's definitely jail was one at Selby High School. They had like they had stuff that they had to do, and it wasn't like they could just put themselves forward for it. The all kind of for um, being an exemplary student, attendance being really good, being confident, well spoken, thoughtful, and caring kind of thing. Because their roles, they have to maintain standards. So like they got to turn up in the correct uniform, um, that kind of stuff. Um, turn up on time, be punctual, and not have any negative marks against the name because they have a scoring system where like if you do good you get like a positive score, and if you do
Okay.
bad you get negative points and stuff like that. And then they've also got to like do things like help the younger children that start at the school, so when they first come into school in September, they can help them out and kind of show them around and stuff and do all those kind of things. It is actually quite an honor to have to be a prefect, but you have to be well behaved. So
So this is a question that Becca was like, you need to ask him this. This position is solely behaviorally based, not grade based.
um it can tie in with both. So
Okay.
they choose a child that is performing well. They're turning up because usually if you're performing well, you're turning up to lessons right. You're
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
dressed in the
That's fair.
yeah. You're following the school rules. You're doing things right, and usually they are doing quite well academically.
Okay.
So
Sure, that makes
it's
sense.
to yeah. So they become a really good agent. So they become a role model, which is what the prefect kind of thing. And it was the same in Harry Potter. They
Yeah.
chose like a well-rounded person who
Yeah.
was performing well and could represent the school well. So
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, no. That's good. Anyways, that was just I so if you're wondering out there, all those people in the States, if any I don't know if anybody else is like my family, but we really did not think that was a real thing. We thought that was just something that
you guys
Rowling
have
made up.
hall monitors, don't you?
Mm, no, not anymore. We did at one point. I mean, that's more like a 70s thing. I didn't grow up with hall monitors.
Oh, okay,
In
cool.
elementary, there's line leaders. Like in so our younger grades, there's line leaders. I really need a cheat sheet. I need to have a cheat sheet over here because I always have to look back at my chat GPT to like be able to line up your like first year, second year, third year with our elementary, junior high, and high school.
Yeah, I think the last time when we spoke and we recorded the episode, and Becca took the helm for a little bit afterwards. While we were ended up chatting for a while.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I could see her trying to figure that out. She seemed to do a
Uh
very
huh.
good job at figuring out the age
Yeah.
ranges pretty well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
that was cool by the way. It's the first time I've ever really sat and spoke to Becca, and it was like,
I know.
yeah,
That's
we
that
could have
is
gone
totally
for a
Becca though.
while.
I'm like, here's this. You can say hi, and then all of a sudden she's like pulling up a chair. I'm like, wait, what? No, I got. What are you pulling up a chair for?
To get out of the way, I am sitting
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
So,
it was very cool.
um, but yeah, we don't. So like, I mean, we have like a valedictorian and a salutatorian. Those are solely grade based though. Like that's not a behavior. But I mean, you're not wrong, and like you're not normally like in detention every day, and also the valedictorian. like
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna
not.
say they usually balance quite
Yeah,
well in terms of doing well academically and behaving. It's not
yeah,
very often you get a really smart like kid who can be academically brilliant and then at the same time they're off, doing all the wrong things when they
yeah,
shouldn't be doing
yeah.
because yeah. I mean, it doesn't stop them that there is kids out there that are like that. But
But see, those are picked at
usually
the end of the year. Like those things
no.
are picked at the end of the year, and they're picked specifically for the senior class. So you get a special award when you graduate as the valedictorian and the salutatorian.
Yeah.
And it's really just
No,
the
they
best in grades for this first and second best student in the senior class
yeah.
is what it is.
A prefect is usually picked in there at the start of their
Yeah,
last year at school. So,
it's
Emily will be in her last year at school if she gets picked. I'm kind of hoping she does because I think she would make a really good one because at the moment she's doing very well. She's exceeding expectations in most things. She's always there. Attendance is great. I think she's had one issue with like in terms of school uniform rules. That's because she turned up like over the summer. She'd dyed the bottom of her hair, like the tips of her hair, like a pink color. She
mm,
really liked it, and we kind of thought that she'd get away with it, and she didn't. So,
mm, gotcha.
but yeah,
Yeah,
of all the things that they could pull her up on and really make a point, it was like the tips of her hair were purple. Well, there's kids that go in and they're doing all kinds of weird and wonderful substances.
yeah. I don't. That doesn't even make the radar over here. Let me tell you. Doesn't even make the radar of a problem or an issue. So yeah. No, but I thought that was very interesting. And we should probably I think it'd be great if we had something like that. It gives kids something to like strive for, right? Like for
Yeah,
the like throughout the year, be like, oh, maybe next year I'll be like I'll be given that title.
and I'm a firm believer, and I say this even when I'm at work that people take ownership. If you give them a responsibility of doing something, they take an ownership of it. So as soon as you take ownership of something, you have pride. And if you have
Mm-hmm.
pride in doing something, you're going to do it well, and you want to show that you can look after this. So giving them a title to do is kind of like it gives them the sense of pride, ownership, and they do a good job, and they want to be showing that they're capable of doing that. It's
Mm-hmm.
the same in Logan when he gets class helper. He loves it because like he's got to give out all the books. He's got to help people get this, that, and the other, and helps the teacher out in handing stuff out. He loves it. He absolutely adores doing that. It makes him like super proud. Like when he
Mm-hmm.
comes out and he's been a classroom helper for the day, I know about it because he comes out and it's just
Yeah.
for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. No, I totally I totally agree. That's really cool. So that was what I learned. Sean, I'm a season and a half into Stranger Things. Um,
you
you
started from the beginning, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. You did it, and it was a great idea because there are things that I was like, oh, I, I didn't even know that guy was in this. Like I didn't even realize that the guy from is it This Is Us? I think.
This is
Uh,
us, yeah. It's
yeah,
played Benny.
yeah. I didn't even realize he was in there. And I remember I was trying to figure out how he died. I was like, I know he doesn't last long, but I can't remember. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay.
Episode 2.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
There we
I
go.
totally forgot about now that I'm in the second season, I totally forgot about the fact that they
Rob.
raised what's his name raised one of the little beastie guys from a baby. He found it in the
Oh,
trash.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Dustin? Is it
D'Artagnan.
Dustin?
Dustin, yeah, Dustin raises D'Artagnan.
Yeah,
Dart is what he
yeah.
ends up calling
Mhm.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
because he ends up eating his cat goose.
Yeah.
God, I remember so much about this show.
Well, you
Unreal.
just watch it too. Yeah, it's
Uh,
great because you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's right." But I will say in the second season, I remember not liking it as much as the first, and I think it's because they kept Elle, like, hidden too long. I think they needed
yeah,
to bring Elle in with the pack sooner than what they did. And I think that was
but
part of
it's quite relevant to the story that they kept there because of how Hopper doesn't want to lose another daughter. That's the
Mhm.
thing. It's like
Yeah.
he's gone through the whole, and it's quite relevant and to talk about this on a Fathering podcast. It's quite relevant because he's got massive issues around the fact that he lost his daughter Sarah at a young
Mhm.
age. That he doesn't want the same to happen to 11 or Jane, as you find out in the second season.
Mhm.
Um, so he holds on to that relationship quite tightly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I remembered the teen angst between him and her. So I knew
yeah,
that I had kind of like it's funny what you kind of like are like, oh yeah, that's coming up. And then the things you just totally forget. So
yeah. So, but in the second season, you're seeing somebody that's important. So just remember that.
oh okay. Okay. I know
That's
I
all I can
saw
say.
when I don't know if this is him, but when I when I saw Bob the Brain, I was like, oh, I remember him. I
Goonies.
was like, oh, and then you kind of like I remembered enough from the season to be like, oh, sorry, Bob the Brain.
Yeah,
I like grow to he's like an idiot, but I grow to like him. And then you realize he's really not an idiot. He's pretty darn smart at certain things. And then it's like,
yeah,
oh, I remember what happens there.
yeah. It's sad, but
Yeah.
I like it. I like it as well. Um, in the third series, um they have a memoir to him at one point where they've got Bob the Brain. Will's drawn him as a superhero.
Oh, really? That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like stuck to the fridge at one point in the third episode in the third season.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. So I've enjoyed
Yeah,
doing that, although that might get deep. Well, I don't know how I can't remember how Fallout comes out. I don't know if that's a weekly series or just a full drop, but
it's a weekly series, so
okay.
starting on the 17th and every week for
Yeah.
either
They
6 or
brought
8
it out just
weeks.
for you, Sean.
I know. That's what I might do on my birthday. I might watch I might rewatch between now and then the first season of I might try and make Lindsay watch it.
Ooh. I don't think
See
Becca
how
would
that goes.
watch it. I don't think if I sat down with her for that first season, I think or that first episode because that first episode's like the most gruesome of all. I mean, the whole season's pretty gruesome, but that first episode is over the top by a
Yeah.
lot. Um, yeah,
Children's
I think she'd be
violence.
out.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but no, I think this Wednesday episode we should definitely make about as like um errors that we have made in terms of asking our kids to do tasks that we think they should be able to do because they're menial tasks as such, but it's come around to bite us in the rear. So
yeah.
that'd be pretty good.
All
I
right.
don't know how many of those I do have, but it would be interesting.
I will think of if I have any more or what's that, but certainly like dad mistakes. I like that. But yeah.
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 I make lots of those. Great.
Yes,
It's
that's
a
right.
learning curve.
Amen to that.
Anyway, guys,
All
thank you
right,
very much for
sir.
listening, and we shall see you on Wednesday.
Adios, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Dad Crossing. We're here to remind you that this podcast is made by dads for dads. It's a place where all of us can come together, share a laugh, and tackle the wild ride that is fatherhood. If you want to keep the conversation going or just need a safe space to chat or ask for help, you are always welcome to reach out. You can find me, Sean, at Sean_Abbott, and you can find my good friend Nick at Nick10Do. And of course, give our social media platforms a good look over because that is where we share all the updates, all the laughs, and all the things dad life. That is everything is at Dad Crossing. For anything more, feel free to drop us a message at team@dadcrossing.com. And until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never alone on this journey. We'll see you in the next episode of Dad Crossing.